Freedom Bench, bonus episode 2. I got something brand new for you guys tonight. Let's check it out. Welcome back to the bench. So we got something a little bit out of the ordinary tonight. First of all, if you've been following the 350 Legend series, you know we hit a little bit of a bump in the road. So we hit pause on that. Thankfully, I was able to get some great advice, some great insights from a fellow reloader. Much thanks and appreciation to him. So I've got a couple things on back order, trying to find a couple things to get us going in the right direction. So we're going to be on pause. We'll build the anticipation a little bit for the 350 Legend. It will be back. It will be soon. But in the meantime, this is what we're going to take a look at tonight. What we have here is the VISM. VISM is how I'll refer to it throughout the night. NC Star AR-15 M-Lock Handguard, 13.5 inches. We're going to take a look at the install of this tonight. And along with that, it came with two Picatinny rails, one 4 inches and one 2.5. I'm a beginner at this, guys. I don't know a lot of the terminology. I don't know what things are called, but that's the point of the video. It's a beginner trying to learn something that he has no idea about. So let me know in the comments if I say something wrong, if I don't have something right. We're going to take a look at this thing. Let's see if we don't get too frustrated. Let's take a look for a second here at some of the specs. So as I said before, this is 13.5 inches. The net weight is 9.8 ounces. If you add the two Picatinny rails, it's 11.9 ounces. This thing is made out of anodized aluminum and it's black, so I think that'll look nice. But that net weight, less than a pound, is fairly light, which is something I'm going to enjoy. And the length is 13.5 inches. So free-floating handrail or handguards are something that I like the look of, but with the A2 front sight on my rifle that I'll show you here in a second, I wasn't able to do that without removing the gas tube system. So what this does is it has an FSP cutout that'll go around the A2 front sight. Here's a couple more items, and then you can see the model number there. So let's unbox this thing. Let's take a look at it. Here's a look at what's inside the box. Got the rail here inside some packaging. There it is. Looks like we got our Allen wrenches here. And you'll notice some of the Picatinny rails come along with it. But the first thing we need to do before we mount this on the rifle is we need to decide where we want to put these additional two. So we're going to figure that out. I'll show you that process. And then we'll look into installing it on the rifle. So if you look here to the left is the back of the rifle, and towards the right would be the front of the rifle. I think I'm going to do the long rail to the right and then the shorter rail to the left on the bottom. You'll notice here that there are 6 screws, which I don't know, inside each one of these holes. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, 6. And this rail will come apart in half. So I'm going to take those 6 screws out, and then we'll look into installing those rails. Let's take a look at installing these Picatinny rails. So I've got the longer one installed already. I got that one on. And let's take a look at the smaller one. So first thing you got to do is just take out the little Allen screws. Take those out quick. This is pretty simple, guys. Believe me, if I can figure this out, just about anybody can figure this out. So here's the little rail without the screws in it. Then from there, we need to figure out where we want it on the handguard. So here towards the top would be the front of the rifle. So then this one I'm wanting to go down here. And you can see when you put it on there, I mean, it locks basically wherever and you can't. So you put it on there and you can't slide it. If you want to move it up a slot, you can't slide it. Put it down a little bit, you can't slide it. So essentially wherever you want this thing is where you can get it. I think we're going to do right there. And then obviously, guys, you can change these whenever you want. Very simple install. You just take out some screws, take off the handguard, and move your rails wherever you need them. So I'm going to put this one right here. All you simply have to do is put this underneath of it down here, and then put your little Allen screw into it, and it tightens it down. Pretty simple. We'll get that locked down, and we'll move on. All right, let's get this handguard installed. So as you can see here, this is a Smith & Wesson M&P Sport 2 AR-15, and first things first, let's make sure it's safe. There's nothing in there. There's nothing in there, and as you can see right here, we've got the safety on, so we're good to go there. This rifle is currently stock. I have not done anything to it. As you can see, this is straight from the factory. This is just as I got it. And first thing we need to do first is to take this plastic handguard off. And the way to do that is I think this is called, right here, this is the Delta ring. That thing is going to be able to be pulled. I can do it here. Pull that back, and then once you pull it back, then this handguard should slide, this bottom piece should slide down, and you should be able to remove it. So I'm going to mess with that. Way too hard for me to do it on camera, but once I get it off, then we'll tune back in. Alright guys, so we got the handguard off. This is what it looks like. Here's your A2 front sight. So one thing, since I wasn't able to get it on video, I don't know if this is the bottom or the top, but the bottom one comes off first, and it comes off from the back side first. So you got to pull the Delta ring down to release it, and then the back side closest to me swings out first, and then it pops off. They have a tool for this, but I was able to hold enough of it down to get it off. So let's see if we can snap this aluminum one in there. So we'll start with the, I think they said that you're supposed to start with the top. So let's go with the top. And one thing to keep in mind, I'm not going to be able to get this on camera, but you gotta watch your gas tube when you're putting this on, because there's a groove inside here to make sure you line it up right. So I'm going to get off camera. I'm going to make sure that that lines up, and then I will show you guys how it looks when we're all said and done. Just get the top piece on, the bottom piece on, put your 6 screws in. That's all she wrote. All right, y'all, here it is completed. Now, for those of you with a watchful eye and who have been around a while, You may have caught that I made a mistake early on in the video. And here's what it was. So if anyone happens to watch this video and bought this handguard, maybe it's just because I'm a flat out beginner and I don't have any idea what I'm doing. That's probably what it is. But when I put this front Picatinny rail on, I covered this up. I had this rail one spot over to the left, and I had this nut over the top of this. So what that did was, when I tried to put the handguard together, this wouldn't close because there's a, if you can see it, this thing right here, that wasn't allowing everything to line up. So just food for thought. I think this is going to turn out to look pretty good. We'll have some options here if we want to add anything else to it, but overall I'm excited. I think it looks nice. Thanks for sticking around. Thanks for watching. We'll see y'all next time.